Hey Taurus, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot and welcome to your cards for June. So if you haven't noticed yet, the energy in June is a little bit tense. Obviously, collectively, we're going through an immense transformation. This goes with what I've been saying for months about that Saturn-Pluto conjunction and how it wasn't just a thing that happened and then went away. This is the energy that sits and grows and gets stronger and stronger, and it makes things so obvious that they just can't be ignored anymore. And then we're forced to look at things differently because we're different people. After seeing what we see and knowing the things we know now, our decisions don't come from the same emotional place. We don't use the same logic. And this is why, fundamentally, there must be change. Collectively, there has to be change. We are all changing. We're all listening differently. We're all seeing things we didn't see before. And the Gemini energy collectively allows us to be a little more curious, a little more open-minded. And that's exactly what we need to be right now. Now for you, the energy is affecting your finances and your self-worth quite a bit in the month of June. Venus is starting a new 8-year cycle in your second house. Finances, whatever you have going on now, will take on a new form. If you are on the brink of success, don't worry, it's coming. If promotions are on the table, they're probably headed your way. There's confusion in the month. There's eclipses. Eclipse season can change the story rapidly. In a split second, something can happen to change everything. So you have to be prepared, and the best way to be prepared for these eclipses is to kind of surrender, to go with what the universe wants you to do. I've been urging everyone to feel out the path of least resistance at this time. During an eclipse season, what happens is the veil is thin, and our ancestors and our guides and our angels are stepping into our lives to help us gain the strength, the wisdom, the stamina, whatever it is that you need in your life. And they kind of sweep in and get us set in the right direction, to do the right thing, to head in the right direction. And if you're resisting things, well, you're certainly not serving yourself in any way. So you want to keep an eye on things that just start to unfold naturally, things that are successful without a whole lot of effort. Don't waste your time trying to talk people into things this month. Don't spend a lot of time exerting effort trying to talk people into things, seeing things your way. It's a magical season where no means your energy is best served somewhere else. Because no's are good. No's are positive as well. It means we could stop putting forth energy and move on to something that, will be beneficial for us. There is a return on that investment. So you're going to see this time, you may have a lot of people surrounding you that are going through breakups. Well, that's because the universe has something much better in mind for you, and he's clearing the space. And you might have a lot of people that are getting engaged or, moving relationships to the next level. You'll see a lot of people, career changes, even some very drastic, risky behavior, like walking out of a job that you've had for several years, or kind of putting your stability on the line. It's because these decisions are coming from a very emotional place, in much like the collective, where I just simply can't take any more. I think we get into a mode of wanting to make the changes that we need to make in our life to get us to the next level, to start those new projects, to start those businesses. Our dreams, for the past 2 years, we've had those dreams, that vision in sight. What do we really want? And the Cancer Capricorn axis made us really explore things and made us really talk about, our foundations and what they're built on, and where our emotional needs have to fit our material needs. What are we sacrificing? Some of us could be working 60, 70 hours a week to make ends meet and not really having time for relationships and children, and we're feeling like we're really missing out. And again, it's that feeling of something's got to give, something has to change. So looking at your month, your second house, your finances, your self-worth, what you own, what you want in your life, and what you value is definitely up for review, and you're starting a new cycle there. We also have an eclipse coming in your 8th house at 16 degrees. This could involve debt, your spouse's money, vulnerability, and sex. But this is a pretty hopeful eclipse. It may not be positive. It may not be a really great thing that happens, but whatever it is, it helps you to see things from a different and more spiritual perspective. We've never had an eclipse at 16 degrees in our lifetime. 16 degrees of Sag. So there's something new that we're seeing. We're approaching things in a completely different way. So this could be a really interesting eclipse that comes, and it's actually at the end of this week, Friday into Saturday, that this energy will be experienced. But again, don't be surprised when Friday or Saturday approaches and nothing happens. This energy is a build-up with a 6-month window. We're moving into a lot. So even if the big stuff doesn't happen right now in this month, it is coming. Inevitably, it's coming. Mars is finishing up his tidal wave of a journey through Pisces, which is your 11th house. And then he moves into your 12th house, Aries, Taurus. This could be a real time of breakthroughs for you. So then we move into the end of June. We have another eclipse in Cancer, which is your 3rd house. House of communication, neighborhoods, siblings. This will be an extremely large eclipse that may not really affect you personally all that much, but may affect the people around you in a lot of ways. And you may be asked to step up. Now let's get into the cards. The universe is asking to take on the energy of a Queen of Swords for the month of June. Discernment, vision, clear vision. If you've been in a haziness, in a kind of, I'm singing a hangman mode where you're not sure what direction to take, if you are putting off decisions, that's okay. It doesn't mean that you have to rush decisions. It just means that decisions will come easily to you once the clarity comes. And the Queen of Swords is a promise that the clarity is coming. The haziness will clear. You'll start to see things from the perspective to make decisions. The Queen of Swords, like I said, we talked about, this is kind of the card of discernment, where you make those final decisions. You cut the people out of your life that do not serve you. the people or the things that do not serve the greater future, the greater vision, the direction that you're hoping to move in. This is somebody that sets goals and sees them through. This is somebody that is confident, someone that isn't afraid to speak and to share their vision with others. And she's coming out in the environment of judgment. Now, this judgment card actually repeats itself 3 times in this reading. This could symbolize 3 different areas of your life in which you are probably getting ready to make some rather large decisions. Or it could just amplify the decision that you make, meaning it's all that much more important. There's a lot of, I just see a lot of people concerned in this situation that you're working on. If you are dealing with a court case, a custody battle, any kind of, justice situation, it will most likely go in your favor. There will be breakthroughs. If you are in a job, if you're waiting for a promotion, or if you've got a ton of resumes out, you may land on an opportunity or a promotion this month. Decisions may be made in your favor. Now the Judgment comes out again as the first card out in the deck. Let me cover your astrology card, actually. You got the water element, sensing. So, Taurus, you are an earth sign coming out as an air sign, being someone who's in an intellectual, logical kind of place this month, and then you get the water card. I'm not sure if this is you or someone around you. You could be dealing predominantly with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces in your life. They may be taking on a very emotional stance, whereas you are coming across as someone logical. Or the universe wants you to start looking at things a little bit differently, to start going with the flow. Now, this also does talk about what I said about the path of least resistance. Going with the flow, trusting that the universe is going to lead you in the right direction. Any resistance on your part now could really damper the plans and the greater vision. I get the feeling that the universe wants to give you something. I get the feeling that you have asked or prayed for something in the recent months that the universe is trying to make happen, and any resistance on your part will be cleared out. The card Judgment, I don't want to spend too much time because we've just discussed it as your environment. You may be making decisions as well, making big decisions, what's best. You may be recreating a platform for your company, recreating a platform for your position, your job. There may be a new development in your relationships. The Judgment card is that of Jupiter, and Jupiter is retrograde, and it's also meeting up with Pluto this month. And this is always a really big transit. We experienced it a few months ago as the COVID stuff started to really take hold, as lockdown, we were really afraid. And now we have them coming together again. So whatever you started looking at or working on in March may be reaching a completion point here. And it comes out next to the Ten of Cups and the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups directly related to this water element as well. So you may, I'm going to say it again, you may be dealing with a water sign, particularly a Scorpio or a Cancer. And the Ten of Cups as well is a very emotional card. So this is, an energy of what do you want You need to make decisions from an emotional place of what serves you. Now, the King of Cups, he is not a Knight of Cups. He doesn't just romantically stroll into situations. You know, the King of Cups weighs the pros and the cons. He makes intelligent decisions, and he controls his emotions. Now, the universe wants you to come out as a Queen of Swords. But there's an element of mastering your emotions if you're dealing with another person who seems to maybe, and I don't want to say be emotionally cold, but very in control of their emotions. You know, not a lot of drama, not a lot of ups and downs. I always see the King of Cups as somebody who has learned to not allow their emotions to control them. You are making decisions now, or someone is making a decision about you in regards to the level of happiness and success that they can have with you, what both of you can bring to the table and what you can accomplish. This could be conversations or thoughts about, is this the right person? Is this the right job? What do I want for my future? Do I want children? Do I want to travel? What sort of elements do I want in my life? You know, it's a time of reconciling those so that you can bring it into action. That Judgment card coming out on top of the Sun card. You may be dealing with a Leo, you may be dealing with another fire sign, but definitely a Leo card, or you may be stepping into, you know, the Sun card is one of the most positive ones you can get, and it's coming out under the card of Judgment. There is no doubt that what you choose is going to bring you happiness. But the Sun card is also about being vulnerable, about being authentic, about not being afraid to say the things that you need, the things that you want, what you desire, telling others exactly what it is that you expect and want. Not being afraid to say, the I love yous and, making the offers, not being afraid to get your resume out there. Not being afraid to speak up in the business meetings and to, propose new ideas and to perpetuate change within your career. And the Sun card comes out next to this Nine of Cups, right under the Ten of Cups. There's so much alignment here. The World, next to that Nine of Cups and under the King of Cups, there's a cycle ending in your life. And you're stepping into, the Queen of Swords, yes, she's logical. She uses, the discernment. She cuts out the people that don't serve her, and she has a vision. But it's not about not taking the emotions into account. You're definitely coming from a place of emotions this month. And it's all about alignment. It's all about, the crown chakra lining up with the sacral chakra, lining up with the solar plexus. Your intentions, your mind, and your heart are all working together to bring this level of success in. There's an ending of cycle. With the Nine of Cups, I see somebody, sometimes, yes, this is your dreams coming true. Like if you just look at this particular lineup, your dreams are definitely coming true. But the Nine of Cups is where you are alone. You are, and not in a bad way. You've reached a point of being okay with yourself, of being independent, having everything you need. You're not searching for outside sources to save you or rescue you, but I do believe there's an element of being on your own that's coming to an end, and you're starting to work and collaborate with others. The Ten of Cups, meaning that you are allowing yourself to get emotionally involved, to make commitments with others, to really work and collaborate to bring change into your life. And I think this is about, on some level, sharing, Taurus. I think on some level you've reached a point of success. You have all of the things that you need, and you may be sitting in a very lovely place and you think, now I want someone to share this with. Why do I have all of these things? Why have I achieved this level of success if I don't have anyone to celebrate with? So your priorities may shift with these eclipses. You may see things differently, and you may want to really make the changes. And I think once you get that realization, things flow easily to you. Now the Sun card and the High Priestess coming out under Judgment. The High Priestess is a knowing. It's a knowing, and I don't see this as you. Actually, I see you coming out as the Sun card, an element of fire, an element of, that's the Leo card, where you kind of step into your authenticity, and you say the things that you need to say. You're not afraid to make the moves, to make the offers. But you may be dealing with somebody who is, you may not be clear on their intentions. You may not feel confident. You may not get all of the green lights, all of the signs that you may be looking for. Instead, what you may get is a real intuition, a real pull in a direction. You may do and say things and then wonder what the hell happened. Why did I just say that? Because again, you're being supported from other realms, absolutely. And there may be elements where you step out of your typical character, Taurus, this earthy, solid place. Because you have to take on different forms, there may be a little bit of shape-shifting here to get you on your track. The High Priestess comes out under the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords is always my card of success. It's always knowing that things have to change. You may be thinking about relocating or making changes to your home. Like I said, cycles are ending. New things are coming in. The Nine of Cups on top of the Six of Swords. You may be dealing with somebody I see travel. I see a distance, wanting to overcome a distance between two people. It could be simply opening up lines of communication and being able to talk about your feelings and your intentions. It could be wanting to, maybe you're dealing, like I said, you have an eclipse coming up in your 8th house. Maybe you're dealing with a partner or a spouse or an employee or a coworker that's struggling, and you have an opportunity given, you have everything that you need, and now's an opportunity to share or give to this person, to inspire this person, to help this person move to smoother waters. Coming out next to an Ace of Pentacles, you may be making an offer. You may be offering to take somebody on a trip. You may be offering to have somebody move in with you, maybe somebody that lives a distance, and so it's hard to carry on a relationship. And maybe with these eclipses, you end up making an offer for somebody to move in with you so that you could spend more time together. Again, there's an element of sharing with somebody that you love. And it's an element of sharing with the intentions to join people together, to keep people safe, to share, to give, and to protect. protect. I see a high element of wanting to protect the people that you love, wanting to provide for the people that you love in the month of June. The energy you go in to June with is that of the hyena, meaning that things are bubbling to the surface that you may not have been confronting for some time. Resentments may be building in a relationship. Somebody, you or somebody else, might be making, snide comments. And you want to pay attention. Even if this is a coworker or a boss, he may be making snide comments now, but it's a reflection of what they truly feel on a deeper level. So pay attention to what people are saying, and you as well. If you're using wit and humor to express yourself, hoping that somebody will pick up on the cues, hoping that somebody will take the bait in open discussion, that energy dissipates because it grows into that of a card of inspiration. And again, I'm picking up on an element of you are inspiring others around you. You are inspiring others to speak their truth, to talk about their needs and their wants. And this is all in order to create a future vision. Queen of Swords. This could be those where is this going conversations that you may have been avoiding. And June says you can't avoid it any longer. There's always an element when it comes to eclipses. Whose team are you on? Where are we going? Are we both moving in the same direction? Do we both want the same things? Again, be it in love or in work, this could all be applied. Your oracle card for June. Energy doesn't get old. It doesn't get tired, and it doesn't need food. What it needs is openness and receptivity. Queen of Swords, you are going to do some major communications in the month of June. In order to get things moving and to get things going, you have got to have the conversations. You have to be able to speak. And you have to talk about your emotions. You have to decipher what you're feeling and tell other people what it is. Not in a crying, demanding, manipulative way, because the King of Cups has complete emotional control. You know that you cannot control how others feel. You know that everybody is on their own path and their own journey, and they have their own free will. That it's okay if somebody wants to leave. That it's okay, that rejection is okay, that we're facing fears of rejection. And that you can't simply stay in an area of unknowing because you're afraid of the answer. Instead, in the month of June, what happens is you begin to ask the questions because you know it's more important that you're moving in the right direction, that success is being achieved, that you are gaining momentum in your life, and that you can't sit in situations just simply because you need other people there. You need the right people there. You need the people that want to be there, and you need to know these things. If you are afraid to ask somebody if they see a long-term commitment in you, if you're afraid to ask an employer if there's ever a chance that you could take on a higher position, if you're in a job where there's simply no opportunity for growth, it's just not going to serve you at this time. So you're going to seek growth. You're going to have the conversations. I did pull some romance cards for you because Mercury is retrograde, and it's retrograde in your third house, meaning you may have to go back and talk about old situations from your past. It may be very emotional talks that that you have to have in June. But also Venus retrograde in your second. It's all about what you want and what you value at this time. I get the sense that a Taurus wants something very badly. And June is a month in which they make that known. Again, the Judgment card coming up for you in your romance. This is definitely whether or not you can take something to the next level. And I love the way there's a child here. That's why I'm showing you this card. I don't always show these cards because they're a little risque. But I love this because if you look, these two people, their hands are being tied together by that of a child. You know, if your children may be an issue in your relationships, or this could simply be divine orchestration, bringing two people together, causing them to really clear out the old stuff so they can start anew, so that they can transform and work on their relationship. 8 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. This is all about trusting in having the right partner, trusting your partner enough to open up and to make the offer. Where you were unsure about relationships or people's intentions, it becomes very clear. It becomes very clear in the month of June, so that you can do the Queen of Swords thing, so that you could just make the big decisions. All right, Taurus. Yeah, June seems to be a pretty profound month for everyone. I certainly can't wait to do the readings in July. We'll have one more eclipse in July. The energy isn't going to get any easier for the rest of the year. We're going to move at even a higher intensity than it is now. So it is important, you know, especially with that water element, that you are connecting, you are resting, you are comfortable in your emotional being. That's super important, to honor your emotions at this time and to take care of yourself, to get the rest in the time that you have to get rest, and to prepare yourself. All right, Taurus, I hope you have a wonderful month of June. I'm sending you a lot of love, and I'll see you for your reading in July. Take care.